So at 61, I've been chasing a dream all my life. It's not fame and fortune or any of those materialistic type things. It's love. So here's my question. Should I give up on it at 61? I think this obsession with finding the man of my dreams began with Barbara Cartland, and I'm going to lay the blame straight at her door because it was her novels that I read when I was, I think 11 onwards, because then I was at secondary school and they had a library and I could go there at lunchtime and spend my lunch hour just finding new books to read. I had an insatiable book appetite back then. So from about the age of 13 or 14, I was really into her books. And of course, it's all romanticised love then, isn't it? It's like, 16-year-olds were looking and finding the men of their dreams, and they were always a duke or a lord or a prince or some with loads and loads of money, and life was wonderful, and lived happily ever after, a bit like Cinderella. But life's not like that in reality, is it? So at 16, my dream was to find someone to fall in love with and hopefully spend the rest of my life with. And to do the usual, really, I wanted to get married, buy a house, or not in any particular order, but yeah, to get married, buy a house, and have children, and live a wonderful married life into retirement, and have that partnership where you're both happy and you're like best friends, and you've been married for donkey's years. And it didn't happen quite like that. I did meet somebody when I was 16, and he then became my total world, my whole life. But there were problems even before we made things official. I was very, very young, very naive, and he was from London, and he was way more streetwise than I was, and had a more rounded lifestyle than I had. But I was totally head over heels in love, as you are at 16, and it's your first love. And yeah, we did get married, and started our family fairly quickly, actually, I think, after we got married. And then went on to have 3 children and move up in our house purchases to get bigger house for the children that we now had. So we were different, chalk and cheese really, when I think back to it. So it was never going to end well, and it didn't. And to cut the very long story short, we ended up getting a divorce. We were together 28 years. I did meet somebody else. That didn't work out, and that's another video. And then I did meet someone on the dating apps and formed a relationship, and he didn't live near me. It was a long distance relationship for about a year, and then I moved in with him. Then I moved out again and moved back to be nearer to my kids. And yes, lasted 10 years. But it didn't work because he didn't want the commitment. He didn't want marriage. But again, that's another video, and I'll talk about that possibly another time, or possibly not. But here I am now, 61. Part of the dream came true, I guess. I got married, I had the children, bought the house, lost the house. So I'm really here to talk about whether I still keep that dream or not. Is it worth it still to get back into the dating world? I mean, right now I'm not really interested. And I think that's because I'm still recovering from the last relationship. But it'll be interesting to see in 12 months or so whether I still want to continue the dream, to start looking again. It's just so, I mean, yes, I still want to find a life partner. I mean, there's still the possibility of having, 20 to 30 years left with somebody. I don't know whether I want to get you back into it again. Does that make sense? Do you know where I'm coming from? I don't know whether there's anybody else in a similar situation, because I really need help. just suggestions, I think, or advice, thoughts even. I'd like to think that I do want to try again, but it's so, I thought it was going to be third time lucky, but it didn't turn out to be third. It didn't turn out like that at all. I mean, my dreams, that is my main dream, but some of the dreams have changed. It's, when I got divorced, it was all about a career in independence, which I did. I achieved that. I got to where I wanted to, and I am fully independent. But now, when I got into my late 50s and early 60s, once I'd gone through the menopause and that was out the way, because I was dreading it. I had no experience with anybody having menopause, so that was all just completely new. So when you go through the menopause, you just reevaluate your life, and I think that's possibly what brought the last relationship to a head, is that I was really contemplating what I wanted to do with the rest of my life now that I was in the last section. Well, that sounds awful, doesn't it? In the last autumn, whatever terminology you want to use for the last part of life. But you do think about that, don't you? And I wasn't sure whether I wanted it to be with him in the shape of the relationship that we were in. So the answer was no, obviously, because we're no longer in a relationship. But I do miss the friendship side, and I miss the companionship, and I miss the laughter. I really miss the laughter. And I miss being able to, go for a spontaneous walk with somebody and just talk about the day or absolute crap, just, yeah, I do miss that. But then I also love my peace. So it's a trade-off, isn't it? But I have such a quiet, peaceful life now that I don't know if I want to swap that for finding out whether I'm compatible with another person. It's just so hard, isn't it? I mean, I know I don't have to decide now. But what do you think? There must be other people that are going through, other men and women going through the same sort of thing, been in relationships, miss certain aspects of it, but don't know whether to try again. I think the 60s, my decade at the moment, is such an odd decade for me to be in. It's total freedom, much more peace than I've ever known in my entire life, and I'm going to find that hard to give up. So I guess it depends on whether I really want the companionship and everything that goes with having somebody. Just don't know. In my 30s, I thought I was really living my dream with the young family, the husband, the house. He had a very good job as well, so we weren't short of money. But I knew there was something wrong. You think you've got it all, and life does a 360 on you and completely turns you around. You think you've got it all. You think you've got the dream of everything in having fallen into place, and I was happy. Clearly I didn't realise that he wasn't happy, or didn't realise he wanted the best of two worlds. But it's strange that at 30, that's half my lifetime ago, I was really happy, thinking got the dream. And I do wonder whether it had turned into You know, if we hadn't have got divorced, would we still be together? Would we have got bored of each other? There's so many things to think about. I think I'm overthinking. I really do. Really think I'm overthinking. Anyway, I'll wrap it up here because I don't want to be rambling on. Just such random thoughts go through my head. I think it's just worth pressing the pause button and just giving yourself some space to let your thoughts settle and come back to it, I think, and see how you feel. So, I mean, this is why I'm giving myself another few months, probably 6 months, possibly a year, I'm not sure, just to let my thoughts settle, let my life adjust, and see where I'm at. Maybe in 6 months' time I won't be feeling like this, and maybe I will have reimagined my dreams and I'll have other dreams. I mean, there are things that I want to do. It's like travel, solo travel. I also want to push myself out of my comfort zone and to grow as a person, work on my bad points and make myself into a better person. So I don't think I'm going to bury my dream just yet. If you've been through the same sort of relationship issues that I've had, are you still looking for love, or have you given up? Are you completely content in your own bubble? It would be nice to hear from you, see what your thoughts are. If you've been through similar thought processes, if you're at a similar stage to me in life, it's always good to share experiences. So if you've still got dreams that you're looking forward to fulfilling, it would be good to know about those as well. It's always interesting to see what others are aiming for in the future. And I wish you all the best. I really hope that all your dreams do come true. And I'm looking forward to reading about what they are. So take care, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.